Okay, my amazing Aquarians, welcome back. Let's take a closer look at what is going on here. The moon in reverse. So there's still some sort of sadness that is being let go of, and also some secrets that have been divulged. So I think that, you know, during the month of May, there are going to be some things that come out. We also have the full moon here. We have a full moon in Scorpio that is occurring in the month of May. And, you know, that's a very intense emotional time. Having a full Scorpio moon, I mean, hey, that is a very, very intense time. So just know that a lot of old, you know, deep emotions are going to be coming out. What's the light aspect here? The Six of Chalices in reverse and the Six of Wands in reverse. So yeah, you're both like, the way that the wand situation is, you know, somebody is not climbing this mountain, you know, when it comes to that passion, that heart, that intensity and things like that. So emotions are a little bit askew when it comes to that. And it might be, you know, in terms of service to others or, you know, day-to-day routine. Perhaps maybe if it was of a sexual nature. What's the shadow here? Letha. So there is this aspect of the family unit of mother, father, child. You know, Letha is all about the pregnancy and things like that. So there could have been, you know, maybe you guys are expecting, and that's why there's this difference in, you know, sexual energy. Or it can also be, you know, related to one's family on either side or both sides that, you know, is just in this general energy. And it could also be family planning in general. Maybe you guys really do want to have that sort of lifestyle, and that might, like, that you guys want to be together in that way. And that's why, that's like the secret that might be divulged during this time. All right, let's see how you are viewing them, Aquarius. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Five of Wands. So it's like they aren't protecting themselves from the emotions physically. You know, they also might not be as financially, or, you know, like they're not protecting themselves financially, or, you know, maybe housing situation, anything tangible. They're not being, you know, protective of that, but also, you know, how their emotions are affecting their body is what I'm hearing. And like they haven't learned this lesson. Interesting. What's the light aspect of this? The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So it might be work related, because the Knight of Pentacles, you know, maybe that they're not planting seeds for the long-term future or something like that, or they're not working towards, you know, the future in some way, because, you know, the Knight of Pentacles upright, this is a very Taurus card, you know, because that's what you do during this time, like the gardening of planting your seeds in order, you know, to reap the benefits later down the line. So in reverse, it's like they're not putting in the seeds now for long-term gain is what I'm getting. And I think that that's what you're realizing. Like they might have, I feel like maybe impulsive spending or something like that, where they, you know, they're not good at hiding away their riches, at their finances, and they, you know, are kind of blind in that regard. What's the shadow here of how Aquarius is viewing them? One of Fire in reverse, Two of Fire in reverse, and Maiden of Air. So interesting. So yeah, you're viewing them like they aren't, you know, like this is a One of Fire. So again, this fire situation of being alone. So I think you're viewing them again either as the person being alone, or maybe that their sex drive is down, because the Two of Fire, you do see them as soulmate twin flame for sure. Here's the Two of Fire, Hermes. But that it's like they the fire, you know, it's not the Two of Fire, it's the One of Fire. So someone feels very alone when it comes to love, lust, passion, intensity. And because this is Mercury in reverse, you know, which is Gemini, and Gemini does go retrograde in, or Venus goes retrograde in Gemini. So I'm telling you, that really has to do with this energy. And on my Instagram, I wrote about, you know, a whole particular thing about Gemini, or Venus going retrograde in Gemini, so check that out. But I feel like they don't want to talk about this, because the Maiden of Air in reverse is like they don't even want to usher in a new conversation about this. They don't want to talk about it anymore, you know, like, and it's about that fire. what's how they are viewing you? Queen of Wands in reverse. So they're viewing you like you're not bringing the wand to them either, it appears. Like they view maybe that your libido is a little bit down, actually. But anyway, yeah, so like when it comes to things like spirituality or you know, academics, travel, philosophy, you know, they're viewing you that in reverse. Not saying you're that way, that's just how they're viewing you, which is interesting. So like the divine feminine aspect of yourself, but they do view you very highly, just a little bit, you know, in reverse at the moment. What's the light aspect of how soulmate twin flame is viewing Aquarius? 5 of Chalices, Wheel of Fortune, or the Wheel, 8 of Wands, and the 3 of Pentacles. So they are viewing you that you are very upset about something, you know, that you are releasing some sort of sadness, you know, or mourning something about the Wheel in reverse when things weren't going the way that they weren't meant to, or like they were meant to happen the way they happened, but when things weren't going well, there's still this sadness, you know, and it's about during that time where the wheel was in reverse, or maybe, you know, about how things really aren't moving forward about this situation. You know, they're viewing you as blocking it is what I see, but that you're also the person that's trying to manifest this, you know, with the 8 of Wands. You are trying to bring it to you. The 3 of Pentacles in reverse, like they're viewing you as the one who's also manifesting more of the creative projects, I feel, or, you know, things that are going on in the physical realm, money, housing situation, anything tangible, that you are, you know, working on that and using that to kind of work through this sadness is what I'm getting. I'm not saying that you're sad, I'm saying they think you're sad. What's the shadow aspect of how they view you? Maybon not in reverse. Yeah, Maybon, which is, you know, this balancing of the light and the dark. So they do view you as someone who is becoming balanced and understanding the good with the bad, and really coming into union. Maybe you're doing shadow work and you're coming out of it now, kind of towards the light. So that's good. So it's like you're getting over that cycle of sadness is what I'm hearing. All right, and what's in the connective? Temperance and 2 of Wands. Yeah, this is your twin flame. We have two of fires coming up. This is your twin flame. So, you know, in the connective is Temperance. So there is this aspect of, you know, emotionally balanced. And this is Hermes again, you know, like boom, like we just had this guard. Okay. So there is some aspect of, you know, of that Venus retrograde in Gemini. So, you know, read about it because it can cause conflicts in our relationships, but it is just temporary. And, you know, temperance is all about, you know, learning the emotional balance and also abstinence of things. So, there could be some substance addictions that are happening, you know, and temperance literally is abstinence from alcohol. So there is some energy of, you know, breaking, like not abstaining from that, abstaining from alcohol for both of you, you know, substances for both of you, I feel. And with the 2 of Wands, you know, you both are tethered into this. This is your twin flame, like I said, like bada boom, bada bang. Don't gotta say it again. All right, what else is it? What's the light aspect? 1 of Chalice is... So yeah, there is a very emotional time, like, and again, we have this drinking issue, and in the connective is the 1 of Cups. So I feel like someone is doing a lot of drinking, and that's becoming an issue in the connection, whether it's one or both of you, but I feel like it's both of you. But, you know, it is a very emotional time. I think that you guys are both filling your cups. What's the shadow aspect? Transformation in reverse. Yeah, something has not transformed. And, you know, it should have been learned last time that Pluto was there, you know, like in that retrograde that I was talking about in the YouTube video. But, you know, when transformation, you know, the planet of transformation, Pluto, goes retrograde, or it's been retrograde and it's retrograding through Capricorn, there's going to be a new lesson that is being learned. So, you know, in the month of May, that's in the connective for both of you. So let's see what is in the blockage. Ace of Pentacles. So the physical. So money, housing situation, anything tangible you can put your hands on is really, you know, and it could be, you know, the physical form of each other that is in the blockage. And maybe that is causing some sexual issues. But yeah, all things in the physical world are really in the blockage. What's the light aspect here? Two of Swords. So yeah, that's really affecting your ability to communicate, and also, you know, the ability to communicate with yourself and your inner harmony, you know, of your meditation, of how you talk to yourself, you know, when you're alone. Yeah, in the shadow, One of Water, the Five of Water in reverse, and the Eight of Earth. So I'm hearing like, I don't want to argue about this anymore, about this cup situation. So again, we have some substance stuff, and I do think alcohol is involved here. But, you know, about that whatever this cup is, like here in the light and the shadow, you know, it is becoming balanced. Temperance is being found. It is in the light and the shadow. It's finding that. And it's like with the Five of Water in reverse upright, this is going to battle and fighting against your emotions. And it's like, I'm done. I'm not fighting this. Like eventually things will change in the physical world. You know, the Eight of Earth is all about transformation. Like 8 is the number of transformation because it rules the 8th house of Scorpio, you know, of that Pluto, the transformation we were just talking about. So this is, you know, the metamorphosis, as you can see. It's like things will eventually change is what I'm hearing. And it's true. It's in the shadow. You might not recognize it, but it's true. All right, let's see. What is the advice about how to move forward? The High Priestess. Listen to the High Priestess. There is some sort of way that you can help break this, and I think you know who to go to and who to ask, and or like what book to read. There's like perhaps a spell that's involved that you can do in order to break this addiction cycle. So, you know, that is the advice. What is the light aspect here? How best to move forward? The World in reverse. Don't expect it all this month. Don't expect it all. Don't expect, you know, that for everything to be aligned. You know, the world is, you're not going to have it all this month. I'm sorry to say, but you know, I'll keep it real with you. There's some work that needs to be done here. Don't expect the world, you know, even from whatever this is that you have to consult the High Priestess about. You know, and that is the divine feminine knowledge in general, not necessarily a specific person, unless you have, you know, a High Priestess that you actively go to. What's the shadow aspect here of how best to move forward? The Crone of Fire. Don't put it out. Yeah, I feel like when Venus goes retrograde in Aquarius, or I'm sorry, in Gemini, you know, a lot of people are going to have problems with their soulmate in twin flames. It's bound to happen. And with the Crone of Fire in reverse, it's like, don't put out that flame. You know, this is a time to relearn some sort of transformational lesson, you know, because Pluto's retrograding at the same time. So don't extinguish that flame, you know. Yeah, see? Like the you know, maiden ushers in new, the mother nurtures, and the crone extinguishes the flame, you know. And it, like the advice is, do not, like, yes, it's not going to be on top of the world, but don't blow that candle out. All right, let's take a look at the sexual energy. So what is in Aquarius's sexual sphere? The Five of Water in reverse. So it's like you're not getting very wet about this. This is Scorpio Mars in reverse. It's like there's not a lot of passionate action at all. And I feel a little bit of like resentment towards that here with the Three of Fire in reverse. And it's like, I think that you're in a committed partnership with this person, and you're feeling a little bit resentment because there's not a third party fire situation here. You know, this is Aries, very fiery. So you have like two signs popping up that are, you know, associated with sex. Aries, which is Mars, and Scorpio, Pluto, you know, very much sexy energy. So, you know, I think that you are, you know, getting pretty, there's heavy sexual energy here, no doubt about it. It's like you're upset that someone is no longer sexually clinging to you, you know, and like you're upset and resentful that you can't like bring a third party in, is what I'm hearing. Let's see what their sexual energy is. Two of Water. They are they want to hold you in this water. You know, this is a drowning situation, or maybe that's them, that they feel like they are in some sort of drowning situation. This is a Cancer Venus, which is extremely emotionally codependent. So there is some aspect of like wanting them to be yours and only like you to be theirs and only theirs. What else is in the sexual energy here? The Two of Air in reverse. Yeah, so it's they very much like it's just you and them. For them, it's 2 2s, but 2 and Air in reverse with Libra Moon in reverse. There's some sort of superficiality of what's on the skin, like skin deep. So it might be associated with their self-image issues of maybe why they really aren't feeling that sexual or something. It's like the way that things look is what I'm hearing. All right, let's see. What does Aquarius need to hear about love? What does Aquarius need to hear about love? The love we have is God's gift to us. What we do with it is our gift to God. So, you know, that is very much a thing about, you know, soulmate twin flame relationships. Like the gods give it to us, and what we do with it is how we give praise to the fact that we have this, you know, divinity within us, that we can experience that with somebody. So it's like really, you know, what you do with that is your gift. How are you going to give praise? I'm going to ask for one more. I think there's another message for you, Aquarius. So if you feel like putting that flame out, no, that's like a heresy to the gods, you know, so to speak. Just saying, like, of course you have the power to do that, you know, of course you do. Love is like a rosebud. It may reach full blossom or it might die softly. Yeah, so I think that this is very much that choice of, you know, you wanting to put that flame out. Like, are you going to let it die softly, or is it going to, you know, reach full blossom? And during this time, you know, it might not be a point where it's growing, or it might be wilting, you know, like a flower. And, you know, it might need a little tender loving care. And sometimes, you know, with a plant, you can water it too much. Sometimes there's too much emotion, and like you have to, you know, like let it air out for a while, you know, let it dry up so that it's not too saturated. So, you know, just be aware of that. And then it can, you know, reach full blossom. Like, you know, it dies slowly, softly, from many different reasons. All right, what should be focused on healing for the month of May? What should Aquarius focus on healing? Physical body, yeah. There is something about the body that it very much needs to be healed. So, you know, we have this addiction sort of thing. And that's the thing about like soulmate twin flame relationships, is that like when you start improving your health, they start improving their health. It's just, you know, a thing that happens where you guys are like, you know, in sync in mind, body, and spirit. So, you know, the more that you do for your physical body, the better that it gets. And, you know, for their sex drive, it was all about, you know, the superficial. What else should we focus on healing? Meditation and the gateway. You got the gateway in the YouTube video, if I'm not mistaken. Like, you know, meditate towards each other and send each other those sort of psychic signals. And, you know, you had this pop out in the last one and this one, which is the Two of Swords, which is learning how to communicate with yourself, you know. And the gateway I associate with the crown chakra and the third eye chakra, you know, so cleanse that. You had that, you know. And with the meditation, learning how to open up to downloads and to keep yourself balanced. And when you meditate, you know, your physically body will be in alignment as well. So just know that that is a very important thing to do during May. And you will be getting downloads and messages in the gateway, you know, from your spirit guides if you ask for them during your meditation. So All right, my dear Aquarius, I hope that you got what you needed, and thank you again for coming to the extended, and I hope to see you for next month's reading. I love you very much. Bye-bye.